first carry for Derrick Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down. Jackson. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Ravens first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Jackson. This goes to a former Eagle, Nelson Aguilar. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Henry out of the pistol. Reed Blankenship delivering the hit. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 12 yards the pickup there, good for a Raven first. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Jackson's throw pulled in by Aguilar. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Nelson Aguilar, 39 yards. And the Ravens get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. A big play there on the catch and run. 53 yards. Usually in this spot, you hear an offensive coordinator saying, don't feel like you've got to get this all back at once. But here, they give up the opening touchdown and say, no time like the present to show what we can do too. And that's big yardage on their initial play from scrimmage. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the touchdown. Saquon Barkley from 21 yards away. And the Eagles are an extra point away from capturing the lead. On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. It's up and good, so they go the conservative route instead, and it gets them a 7-6 lead here in the opening quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
After one, a one-point game, 7-6. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. As they've got a 2nd and 8 forthcoming. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And he's got the first down, yardage before being taken down at midfield. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue. Play action. Now Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. And he was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Henry up the middle. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
On 3rd down, Henry. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Give him 7 yards on the play as they do pick up the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. They'll run it again with Henry. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. 2nd and 9. And now Jackson will look to throw it. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. So it's 1st and goal and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. They set up the screen for Henry. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. First carry now for Justice Hill. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes, and he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. It's a 1-yard touchdown run, and the Ravens will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Sometimes offenses can get too cute down near the goal line, but there's nothing fancy about this one. As Coach Lombardi would say, we get a seal here, and we get a seal here, and we run this play in the alley. And that's good work to hit the hole hard and finish in the end zone.
They'll try and run it in with Henry. And he will find the end zone here, and the lead moves up to 7. And so they run it in on the two-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the two-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the two-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for two. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get three, and take some momentum into the locker room. A big play there just before halftime, and even 50 yards.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player, but he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
Exactly 50 yards on that last play as they just go from 125 to the other for 1st and 10. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. It's Barkley on the counter. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Eagles are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Hurts will throw. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
2nd and 10. Jackson. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete on the deep ball. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. It's the Eagles ready to see the football first, and they trail here as we resume action in this 3rd quarter. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it. There he goes, left side. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Only able to gain a couple there, and it's second down.
Hey, let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
21 yards there on third down.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 41 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Gainwell going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Barkley will take this one in for an Eagles touchdown. Everybody in the stadium knew what they were going to do right there, CD. 3 tight ends on the field, all that extra bulk, and they run it in.
And you saw where that one went, right? You run it over your best blocker. I can just see the head coach right now. I want to run this one over the big boy. And they got it done.
And that is caught for the 2 points. So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky there. It worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They'll try and get the run game going. This is Henry. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's Jackson to throw. A short throw caught by Andrews. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 22 yards on the catch and run, a first down.
They're going to empty the backfield here, so you know this ball's likely to come out quick. They let the 4 outside receivers run deeper routes and then let the tight end just make a beeline across the formation. He's able to make the catch and turn it into good yardage and a first down.
And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. Here's a 2nd and 8. It's the Ravens with possession of the football, but trailing on the big board as we get set for the 4th. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've been excellent, 6 for 7. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Again, it's Henry. Derrick Henry all alone. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry. 49 yards. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And they no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the fourth quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped. But what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he comes back with one complete. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game, that time unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
Throwing is Hurts. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. The defense did their job. 4th quarter, big stand.
No doubt about it, because the offense has been yelling at him from the sideline. Just do us a favor. Get us the ball back. Give us one more chance to take it downfield. The defense just did them a solid, it appears.
And when they get the ball back, they can kind of play free tie game. They're not behind. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. So not only do they convert on 4th, but they pick up 22 yards in the process. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle with Barkley. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Hurts sets up to throw it. He'll get this out to Barkley, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 31-yard line.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. They'll run wide side here with Barkley. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Here's 2nd down. Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard. They find some open field here. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Here's 1st and 10. Barkley, inside handoff. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Now they get the timeout. It leads you to wonder, will they kick it here or risk running another play and possibly not getting down in time? We'll see. And his kick is indeed good, and it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. The home crowd here absolutely loves it, as they should, getting the field goal in the closing moments and likely going to get out of here with a W.
A W, celebrations all around. How about how everyone's going to leave this stadium, right? And you know something? He probably makes more money than most of the 60,000 people here, but they're all willing to buy him dinner tonight, aren't they?
Oh, they don't care. He's a man of the people right now. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. This is 1st and 10. One last shot for Jackson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Eagles are winners here as we say so long from Philadelphia.